Fall is all about cozy comforts, but when you're prioritizing your health, it's easy to feel like you're missing out. With Hero Bread, you can enjoy all your fall favorites because they're made with Hero Bread sliced bread loaves, tortillas, bagels, dinner rolls, and more. Try their all-new Hero Noodles with 12 grams of protein and just 80 calories. You won't believe Hero Bread's options have 0 to 5 grams net carbs and are high fiber from the taste and texture. They've even got small batch drops of indulgent favorites like the popular Hero Croissant. And right now, Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use code FALL25 at checkout. That's FALL25 at hero.co. All figures are per serving of Hero Bread. Contains 2 to 18 grams of fat per serving. See the product nutrition panels on hero.co for more information.
Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy is brought to you in part by Tom's Place, the finest in men's fashion. Located in Toronto at 190 Baldwin Street, in the heart of Kensington Market. Or visit toms-place.com. Celebrating 5 years. This is Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
What is the country with the largest name right now?
Oh, and what the heck is Korajami? Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm confused. No, I'm Roy. And this week, for the 5th year, we are scouring the internet to find out this just for you.
Plus, we'll answer your question in the mailbag section. Like this week, somebody wants to know where the expression "get the lead out" comes from. And in the news, he took self-checkout at Walmart a little too far.
Totally useless information. It's everything you never needed to know.
Throw away your totally useless GPS. It's time for geography. So get lost with Nick and Roy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, geography. I got some good ones. This week, I really got some good ones that sparked my attention.
Yeah. Well, you always
The
do.
town-
Yeah.
I love this first one. Is great. The town of Monowi, Monowi, Monowi in Nebraska,
Yeah.
has the distinction of being the only incorporated town in the United States to have a population of one person.
Okay.
I have her name.
Yes.
It's Elsie Eller, double E, Elsie Eller,
Uh-huh.
pays taxes to herself.
Oh.
She also issued herself a liquor license.
Wow.
And she runs the Manoe town liquor store. She pays sales tax to herself.
Wow. So
What a gimmick.
Population of one.
One. Yep.
Love
It's a lonely town.
It is, but love thy neighbor, love thyself. I guess in
Yeah.
her case. Wow. Hey, by the way, thank you for joining us once again. You know, we really appreciate it. 5 years we've been doing this, Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. We're in over 75 countries, and it's not too much time. You don't have to wait for too much longer because the Christmas special is coming your way really, really soon. What do we call it? A very merry... Do you remember what we called it?
Christmas from around the world?
Yes, a very Merry Christmas from around the world. That's our Christmas special coming up. Anyway, we'll talk about that a little later. But in the
I
meantime,
think it's a very merry, useless Christmas from around the world.
when we figure out the title, we'll let you know, I promise. Mexico City is sinking into the earth. Mexico City was initially built on a lake in 1325 AD. However, the Mexico City we see today is sinking around 3.2 feet every year. Before the arrival of the Europeans, the Aztecs filled the Lago de Texcoco, that was the first gas station, I think, to create an artificial island, which the Spaniards built on top of the ruins in 1521. They went and they said, look, it's all ruined. However, because the locals rely on the water that is taken from beneath the city, Mexico City has sunk an unbelievable 32 feet over the last 60 years.
Here's my tease.
All right.
The country of Libya, in 2013, they changed their name to Libya because their name was 63 characters long and nobody could pronounce it. Well, when they did that, they lost the distinction of having the country with the longest name.
Oh.
That distinction now belongs to England.
Oh.
Well, because we call it England, but it's not really England. It is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. That is the official name of England.
So we have a new champion.
Yes, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
And we do have listeners there, by the way, in all those places. It's one of the 75 countries. Yes. The Eiffel Tower, you thinking the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy? Remember the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
I loved going there. I thought it was so cool.
The Eiffel Tower? No, the
Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Of Pisa, that's right. Well, the Eiffel Tower leans as well. Well, it leans towards the shade. Let me explain. The structure, which of course is made from wrought iron, gets bigger as the heat causes it to increase in volume. Mm-hmm. So it becomes a few minutes.
Sounds like a pornography film.
That's right.
It's bigger when it gets hot.
That's right. And it is French after all, and they are the best lovers. It gets higher as the heat causes it to increase.
And
higher. It grows a few millimeters. It seems to be a few millimeters taller. This expansion also causes the tower to tilt slightly away from the sun. The sun only hits one side, which creates an imbalance and makes it seem like the tower is trying to seek out some shade.
When I went to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa, I was slightly inebriated. It seemed straight. The country of Greece has, and I did not know this, they don't know the actual count of islands, but it's somewhere between 6,000 islands, depending upon your definition of an island. Because technically, if there's a small, 20-foot piece of rock coming out of the water,
right,
it's an island.
Yeah. Surrounded
so
by
there's
water.
6,000 of them in the Greek area of the Mediterranean.
Right.
But it's estimated, and this shocked the hell out of me because I've looked into going to Greece for a couple of their more famous islands. But there are 200 Greek islands that are inhabited.
Oh.
200. So much for Santorini.
Yeah. Yes. By the way, I'm in Toronto, Canada. Roy is in Southwest Florida. The Thousand Islands are basically 3 hours west of from where I am here in Toronto. The Thousand Islands are made up of 1,864 islands, to be precise. That's why they call them the Thousand Islands.
And there's how many?
1,864.
Oh, it's closer to the 2,000 islands.
That's right. And you know what their favorite salad?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's the exchange in Canada.
That's right. 1,000 is 1,800. Yes.
Down here it's 1,000.
That's right.
It's
1864. By the way, their favorite salad dressing is Thousand Island dressing. I don't know. I just. Let's stay in Canada. A range of hills in the Northwest Territories is always on fire.
What?
On the east coast of Cape Bathurst in the Northwest Territories, the aptly named Smoking Hills have been smoldering for hundreds of years. Is it magic? Nope. The underground oil shales beneath the formations are rich in sulfur and brown coal, causing the rocks to burst into flames when the combustible gases, and Roy is really familiar with those, they're exposed to oxygen. The first recorded sighting of this quirk of Canada's geography was made by an Irish explorer, Robert McClure, in the early 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
Smoking Hills.
I guess Nick is talking about his excrementory system when he talks about brown logs and sulfur.
No,
gases.
it's brown coal, not brown logs.
Oh, brown coal.
Brown
I
coal.
thought you said brown logs.
And sulfur, so it must really smell really delightful out there.
Oh, yeah. I like this one. So, folks, get ready. The largest war memorial in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think of a war memorial, right? Well, after World War I in Australia, when the vets came back from war, they really had no work for them. So they said, let's start building a highway. And they started building it and finished it in 1932. And it is the World War One War Memorial Highway. The entire highway is considered a war memorial.
Oh, wow.
So it is the largest war memorial in the world. It is in Australia, the World War One Vets Memorial,
That's pretty cool. I like that one.
built by World War One vets.
Okay.
Got a lot of potholes in it now, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
They're waiting for another war to fix the potholes.
They will. So we're going to stay in Canada. There's a hill in New Brunswick that makes visitors question gravity. If you shift your car into neutral at the bottom of Magnetic Hill in Moncton, New Brunswick, because why wouldn't you? You'll see that it's moving backwards uphill.
Yeah.
Magnetic Hill, however, is actually a gravity hill, a term used to describe any place where the surrounding landscapes produce an optical illusion, making a slight downhill slope appear to be on an incline. Cars that appear to be rolling uphill are actually rolling downhill, just as gravity intended.
I get it. See, it's very magical in Canada. While I was up there visiting Nick, I went to get some gas, and magically, most of my money disappeared from my pocket.
That's right. And it was downhill ever since. Thank you very much for joining us. Someone asked me what our website is, and I said, well, let me give you a hint. It's totally useless information with Nick and Roy. So what we decided on the website name, we called it nickandroy.com because we are that clever, we're that smart. We go
and narcissistic.
Absolutely, as far as we're concerned. Anyway, so go to nickandroy.com. If you click on the Nick and Roy store, are you going to be really excited because... I'm
excited already, Nick.
I can tell. So you could click on the Nick and Roy store and you click on the birthday messages and you'll find out what that's all about. And the birthday messages is a very special gift you send to your loved one for their very special day. We produce a complete little show of useless information about the day that they were born.
Yeah, and it's literally a show about their day. So it's all customized to that specific person. If you go on nickandroy.com, go to the Nick and Roy store on the page, and you'll see birthday messages. There is a sample there. Just hit the sample. It doesn't cost you anything, and you're going to see the greatest gift created by God and man.
And Nick and Roy, same difference.
That's nickandroy.com to you.
That's right, exactly. Go to nickandroy.com to get yours.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. We're back with totally useless information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
This is totally useless vehicle information with Nick, Meet, and Roy. Vroom, vroom.
I love how she says, Meet. That's me. The world's first, what are you laughing at? What? It Meet Me, and you're vroom vroom. Next time I talk to her, 'cause I think we're going to wish her some holiday greetings in the next little while. I'm going to ask the voice lady where she came up with Meet Me and the vroom vroom, because I have no idea.
Next time you talk to her, say hello
I will.
me, okay?
The world's first automobile race was in 1895 with a winning speed of 15 miles per hour.
Wow.
Okay. Things might have changed a little bit since 1895, but luckily cars can move a lot faster than 15. If cars could still only drive a maximum of 50 miles an hour, it would take a long time to get around the track.
Yeah. And your hair wouldn't even blow back.
Yes.
When you hear the name Adolf Hitler, you think of horrible things.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't you?
This story is different. It's about Adolf Hitler.
Okay.
He was so inspired by Henry Ford when he first took over Germany that he ordered a car maker named Ferdinand Porsche. Okay. And he said, I want you to develop a car to rival the Model T and Henry Ford. And I want this car to be called the People's Car, or in Deutschland. He wanted it to be called the Volkswagen.
Oh, so the
And
trans.
thus,
Sorry,
the
so
Volkswagen Beetle was created, but it was never called the Beetle. We called it the Beetle. And it was never the Volkswagen Company. The name of the car was the Volkswagen, the people's car.
so Volkswagen, translated from Germany to English, is the people's car. Volks.
Right. And then after
Wagon.
doing that, Hitler became a bastard.
Yes, to say the least.
So screw him.
So when you tap the brakes and the lights go on, you're thinking, and the last time I did this, I was thinking, I wonder who invented the brake lights. And then I realized I almost, you kind of rear-ended the person in front of me just by thinking this. Brake lights were invented in 1905. But prior to the invention of brake lights, many drivers relied on hand signals to let others know what they were doing. But at night, it became a problem, right? Because it was too dark and you couldn't see people's hands. Now,
Right.
brake lights are a requirement for vehicles, of course, were a very important feature. Now, the third brake light came on later, way later, like in the mid-1970s, where a psychologist, John Vovatsky, conducted a study on taxi cabs in San Francisco. He was interested in finding out whether having a third brake light would prevent rear collisions. According to his findings, the third brake light significantly improved the safety of drivers. Having a third brake light prevented collisions and reduced damage to the cabs in the study. And then they became standard in most of the cars sometime in the 80s, the third brake light.
Yeah, Nick's not a big fan of brakes because he tests his brakes after he goes over the cliff.
On that magnetic hill, it goes backwards.
The rarest car in the world. World. Boy, there's an echo in here.
There is?
The rarest car in the world is the Rolls-Royce HP-15. Only 6 were made, of which they know of 1 in existence, possibly 2, but they know of 1 in existence. How much do you think it's worth, Nick?
The rarest car in the world, I would say
Yes.
$5 million.
$35 million.
Wow. Okay.
That's a lot of money.
It is. I'm wondering, and here's a segue to my next fact. I'm wondering if the person who has the largest car collection in the world has one of those rare Rolls Royces. The largest car collection world record is 7,000 plus cars.
That's all different cars?
All different makes and models. It was the 29th Sultan of Brunei.
Oh, yeah. He
owned-
was collecting everything. Yes.
He owns extremely rare, so maybe he does have that Rolls Royce. Who knows? He owns extremely rare, one-of-a-kind cars, as well as the more popular ones. It's enough to make any car lover jealous, but over 7,000 cars, the 29th Sultan of Brunei.
In reality, the
Yes.
first car
Yes.
that ever was created, get ready for the date, Nick, you were there, was created in 1478.
I remember it well.
Sounds impossible, right?
Yeah.
1478?
How is that possible?
Well, it's the first car ever created on paper,
Oh.
literally drawn out, specifications and specs. It was done by Leonardo da Vinci. And I think in 2010, somebody actually built the actual Da Vinci car by the specs, and it did operate with gears. It operated.
Wow. Okay. That's, I wonder, you know what? You know why it took them so long? Because they couldn't crack the Da Vinci Code.
Very, very, very stupid, Nick. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Modern technology has changed over the years, of course, and how we entertain ourselves in cars, it reflects on the change in technology. The last cassette that was included in the car, okay, remember cassettes? You'd pop them in, and then they made cassette players where At first, when you put the cassette in, and then when one side is over, you had to pop it out and flip it over. And then they made these cassette players where they can change after the first side is done. It changes to the other side. It's really remarkable. Audio cassette players have become a standard dashboard feature since the 1970s. The last new car to be factory equipped with a cassette deck was in 2010, an Lexus. But in 2011, the Ford Crown Victoria was the last car to offer a cassette player as an option.
Wow. Yeah, because all the old people bought the Crown Victoria.
That's right.
Why.
I wonder,
Like, what do we do with my collection of cassettes?
so I wonder what if it came with a pencil that whenever the cassette tape unraveled, you needed a pencil to bring back
To
the
wind
cassette.
it back
Wind
up.
it back up. Yeah.
Remember that you'd have to put the head cleaner in it.
That's right. So that's cassettes. What about CDs? Well, Subaru is the last brand to have sold a model with an in-car CD player.
Right. The Subaru is now the new Crown Vic.
Right. No. The Japanese car firm stripped the Forester SUV of the CD player as part of a model update in 2024.
Really?
That's right. Subaru was chosen recently by Consumer Reports as car of the year, one of the most reliable cars.
In 1940,
Yeah.
something happened that would revolutionize the car industry.
What was
In
that?
fact,
What was that?
over the last 5 years, it basically has changed everything about the car industry.
Yeah.
We no longer sell cars. Most car companies have one or two cars, but they all have SUVs. SUVs have taken over the car market. In fact, Buick has no car until they come out with this new car that they're thinking about coming out with. But they only have SUVs and trucks.
Okay.
How crazy is that? But anyway, in 1940, the United States military commissioned a company to produce a four-wheel drive vehicle because all of the other vehicles were getting stuck in the mud and so on.
Right.
So they said, we need to produce a vehicle like that. So this company, an American Motors company, created this four-wheel drive vehicle. And they said, what do you want to call it? And the military said, let's call it a Jeep.
Oh.
And thus the Jeep company exists. It's very much like the Beetle. It was never called the Beetle. The Jeep was just a military name for it.
Wasn't it, if I remember my useless facts correctly, because I think we did a couple of things about Jeep. I think it was called a Jeep because it was GP for general purpose vehicle.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also,
Yes.
there are 7 slots in the beginning at the front of all Jeeps, right? If you notice, the grille has 7 slots, and there's a reason for that. That is intentional. Those slots represent all of the continents that
The
Jeep.
7 continents that the Jeep has been on.
Exactly.
And actually, that's the 7 continents during military.
So that's where the little bit of Jeep facts for you.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information.
Attention all men. The Black Friday sale has been extended one more week. This is the absolute best time to restock your wardrobe for the office, an event, or a night out and be ready for it all. Hi, Nick and Roy for Tom's Place.
It's always important to look your best, and Tom's has you covered. Because if you don't go to Tom's, you'll be going to that event naked.
No.
From sharp business casuals to stylish sports jackets to sophisticated suits or tuxedos, everything a man needs for less is at Tom's Place.
Like incredible deals on select dress shirts, only $60. Designer suits starting at $650, now slashed at $375, or an amazing 3 for $1,000. Plus, a huge selection of sports jackets are now 50% off.
And that's not all. The second floor prices are slashed on suits, sports jackets, dress shirts, and pants. Check out our website at toms-place.com. That's toms-place.com for details and more great deals.
Tom's Place Black Friday sale extended one more week. Go to toms-place.com. That's toms-place.com. Tom's Place in the heart of Kensington Market, 190 Baldwin Street. Tom's Place will suit you.
We're back with totally useless information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
You go to nickroy.com, and also you can go to the bottom. You can sign up for our newsletter, our monthly newsletter, our totally useless VIP newsletter. Everyone it's raving. Like, people just love it. It's a little bit of fun information. It's a compliment to our show. Nick and Roy.
Yeah, and you get some personal information about us.
That's right.
Time to time, Nick and I are writing about our past and so on. It's real cool stories that we really don't get into on the radio here or on the podcast. So
sign up today at nickandroy.com.
Sports. Play ball.
Now, I know how you love baseball. You love baseball, don't you?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites to put me to sleep.
Okay, so of the 4 facts I have for sports, 3 of them involve baseball. So I'll let you know I'll let you know. I'll wake you up when I'm done with those. Okay, but
Okay.
How about this one? But you want to stay awake for this one? Gone in another country. The Luis Encinas Stadium in Agua Prieta, Sonora, is the only baseball stadium in the world where if you hit a home run, you can send the ball to another country, because the home run wall is right next to the border between Mexico and the United States.
Oh, wow. So the ball can go into the U.S.
Exactly. Yes.
Wow.
And then you know what? And then what happened is, now that Trump's going to become president, he'll throw it back over the fence back to Mexico.
That's right. He'll say, yeah, that ball's going right back.
Right back.
And Mexico's going to pay for it.
That's right. But there you go. So imagine the home run wall is on the border, and if it goes over the wall, it goes into the United States. It's amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
Yeah.
Get ready. The first soccer game was played in Scotland in 1872.
Okay.
It's the first noted soccer game.
All right.
The first Super Bowl was played. Do you know this?
No.
The Green Bay Packers against the Kansas City Chiefs was
Okay.
the first Super Bowl. It was designed to garner attention to football. That was 1967. These are all first dates.
Right.
So the first Super Bowl, 1967. First soccer game, 1872. The first baseball game, Hoboken, New Jersey.
Oh.
Can you imagine this? Hoboken, New Jersey, in 1846 was the first recorded baseball game.
Wow.
How crazy.
Yeah.
Hoboken, New Jersey.
You talk about first dates, and I think it was 1840 when your first date was, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now they took the N off of that place in New Jersey. Now it's just Hobo, New Jersey.
You're right. Yes. Where Jimmy Hoffa is allegedly buried.
Yeah. All right, you're into baseball.
Yep.
And you know how much I love it.
Yep.
What's the fastest pitch ever thrown?
Well, that has to be over 100 miles an hour. I would guess 105.
Oh,
Did I get it right? Wow.
Nick, actually, for the first time in 5 years, has gotten one right. There is hope for the world.
There is.
I'm
Wow.
calling Gandhi and Mother Teresa.
Right. Yeah, call collect. So 100 so I got it correct. So 105 miles per hour. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm
See?
still so shocked.
There you go. Listen, laugh,
Okay.
and learn.
It is 105 miles per hour by a Cincinnati Reds pitcher,
Mm-hmm.
Aroldis Chapman,
Yes.
or Aroldis Chapman, and it was in 2010. Before that, there was some 103s and 104s, but 105, fastest pitch ever thrown in Major League Baseball.
Have you ever been to a batting cage?
I have, yes. I used to be down the block from the Astor on Pelham Parkway.
That's right. So the Astor was the restaurant that Roy's dad owned for many, many years, and that's where I worked. I mean, Roy and I met in high school, and I worked at the Astor first as a busboy because I wasn't old enough to serve drinks, and then once I became of age to serve drinks, look out. So the Astor was a great place where we grew
Yeah,
up.
he was serving them to himself.
Yeah, well, They didn't tell me that they in the training. They never really specified where the drinks go. But yeah, that was the Astor Restaurant and bowling alley. It was quite a unique place. It was a bowling alley, a lounge, and a couple of restaurants. So it was quite a place. The Astor Restaurant in the Bronx. For those of you who followed our history all along. Now, one more baseball fact before I wake you up. On with the show is what I call this. Boston Red Sox owner owned Babe Ruth. The owner's name was Harry Frazee, and he sold Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees for $125,000 and a $350,000 loan. The loan was to finance Frazee's Broadway production of the musical No No Nanette in 1920.
Was it successful? No, Nanette.
Let me find out.
Wow. That was it a good investment, or was it well, number one, it's a poor investment because it was Babe Ruth, but it was a lot of money at that time.
Well, in 1920s, let's see. In 1925, No No Nanette opened both on Broadway and London's East End, running for 325 and 665 performances, respectively. So not bad. But then in 1971, a Broadway revival with the book adopted by Burt Shevlov was a success, running for 861 performances. So yes, it was successful.
Wow. This is what we call useless on a fly.
That's right. Yes.
Okay, we ask each other questions and we get the answers immediately.
That's right. Listen, laugh, and learn, even to ourselves.
So I'm asking Nick for this week's lotto numbers. Shh! Don't tell anybody.
Okay. I'll tell them to myself. And the bonus number is
Nick,
yes.
We often talk about the media. What was the first televised sporting event ever?
My guess would be baseball.
It was.
Oh.
Again, you're on a roll, Nick.
That's right.
Like a ham sandwich. But go ahead.
Well, in your case, it would be a Kaiser roll.
Wilhelm Kaiser roll.
What? Let's see. Baseball. I would say, I don't know, 1920.
Well, no, because televisions weren't even around. But okay, so you proved the fact that anybody could get lucky every once in a while.
Yes, you
including Nick.
That's right.
Then he
yes.
got married.
Exactly.
Then he got married.
Yeah. I'm lucky in love. Absolutely. I love my wife.
The first television sporting event was in 1939.
I was close.
Yeah. You could have had 2 children by then.
That's right. Yes, exactly.
From 1920 to 39, Nick, is 19 years.
That's right. Okay, so 1939. Okay. And
1939.
Yeah.
And you're going to be shocked. It was a college baseball game that was televised between Columbia University and Princeton.
Here's my teaser. Have you ever heard of the term scorigami?
No.
It's a website that charts all recorded final scores in pursuit of never before seen pro football results. So all scores, they keep track of all the scores, and they try to figure out if a particular score, the final score of a game, has ever happened. So a scorigami is a website that charts all of this. So recently, the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets produced a first-of-a-kind final score. The Dolphins defeated the Jets 32-26 in overtime. It's the first game in NFL history to end with the final score of 32-26.
Yeah, that's an odd number. They must have got a touchback. And
they did, in fact. So the Jets scored a touchdown but failed to convert the extra point.
And they got the touchback.
That's right. And so the 32-26 was the first time in NFL history to end with a final score. Okay? Now, it's the 1,089th unique final score in NFL history.
Oh, crazy.
So in all the years that they've been keeping track of the final scores in the NFL, there have been 1,089 unique final scores.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. To access the full library of episodes, visit nickandroy.com. That's nickandroy.com. You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
What's in the mailbag? What's in the mail?
So I was going through the mailbag,
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed Prudence from Sheffield, England.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yes.
Prudence writes, I think your show is so informative. I could actually see her saying it. I think your show is so informative.
It was jolly old good fun.
Do you guys like British comedy? Triple question mark.
Oh, okay.
So my question to you, Nick, is did you like British comedy growing up?
Yes, actually, I did.
I was a little bit more fanatical, Prudence, about English comedy and English humor.
Right.
I watched shows like Are You Being Served, which if nobody's seen is a fantastic British comedy. Keeping Up Appearances is a fantastic British comedy series. Faulty Towers, if you like Monty Python, John Cleese stars in Faulty Towers, another fantastic situation comedy.
Yep.
And then, of course, Monty Python, the TV show more than the movies, although the movies were good, and most people know Monty Python from the movies. Their TV show was utterly hysterical. Prudence, most of my friends thought I was weird for watching the British comedy, but it's amazing how when British people speak, and a lot of people say, I can't understand it because they have that Cockney accent or whatever, or they have the heavy British accent. I can understand it perfectly because of watching all the British comedies.
Of course. Frank from Cleveland, Ohio, sent us an email. Dear Nick and Roy, we love listening to your show. We found you on Spotify, and I'm so glad I did. If you guys don't mind, I've shared your show with my family and friends. Yes, go, share away. Here's my question, he writes. Where did the expression, get the lead out, come from? So thank you very much, Frank from Cleveland, Ohio, who loves to share our show. It usually describes someone who thinks you're moving too slowly, as if you're weighted down with lead. They want you to hurry up, get going, and move faster. Now, some believe the phrase originated from the sport of horse racing, because in horse racing, horses were sometimes loaded with lead weights to make sure that each horse carries an equal load. So get the lead out, Frank, and start sharing our show. Today on the show, we talked about geography, we talked about cars, we talked about sports. It's time for the news.
And now, from around the corner and around the world, this is TUI News.
Dozens of Chesterfield County police officers and sheriff's deputies gathered at the Iron Bridge Road Walmart for their annual Shop with a Cop event. It's a wonderful...
Oh, it's Walmart. It's Walmart. This has got to be good.
But it's a holiday tradition. It's a beautiful time. You know, it's a holiday tradition where the law enforcement helps children pick out presents. You know,
nice.
It's really nice. I mean, the place is just filled with the deputies and the police officers. And then this happened. They were told about a shoplifter inside the store.
No.
A member of the staff at Walmart came up to them and said, listen, guys, there's a shoplifting in progress. So Chesterfield County Police Lieutenant James Lamb told CBS News, between the Sheriff's Department and police officers, we had about 50 uniformed personnel in the store.
Talk about not being able to read the room.
Exactly. Security footage showed a man concealing merchandise and attempting to leave the store. Now,
where was he concealing it, Nick?
It's not indicated at this point in time, but when you conceal something...
Sounds to me like we could basically fill that in by saying he was sticking it down his pants.
That's right. And he was walking funny. Hey, look for the funny walking guy.
People think I'm stealing stuff, but that's a story for another day.
That's right. They think it's a sound bar. So the officers were already in the store, so they began searching for the suspect. As we approached from different locations, Lamb said, he tried to escape out the back of the store where he was apprehended.
But 50 of the Chesterfield Keystone cops couldn't capture the one guy who was weighted down with stolen merchandise.
That's right. And so he was arrested, he was apprehended, and he was stunned, right? Because
What?
So the stunned.
So they made the arrest. They made the collar, so
They
to speak.
they apprehended him. That's how they put it. They apprehended him.
Ah.
The 32-year-old Hector D. Velasquez. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Hector D. Velasquez Maldonado of Chesterfield County even attempted.
Junior.
This was senior, I believe. Even attempted the crime given the
No,
overwhelming.
this was Senor.
Oh, Senor. Okay, so it was the suspect was the 32-year-old Senor Hector D. Velasquez Maldonado of Chesterfield County. Now, he attempted the crime given the overwhelming police presence both inside and outside the store. There were 30 or 40 marked patrol cars in the parking lot. When we found his vehicle, it was facing where our cars were parked, so he would have to have seen them. It just didn't matter. He had a mission.
You're sure that he had stolen merchandise in his pants? Because it sounds to me like he had just rather large quillones. So to speak.
That's right. That's why he was walking funny. So 32-year-old Senor Hector D. Velasquez Maldonado was found to have well, this is what it says in the police blotter. 32-year-old Senor Hector D. Velasquez Maldonado was found to have active warrants for failure to appear in court on a previous shoplifting charge.
Where did he shoplift? At the precinct itself?
Might as well.
He stole the pens off their desks.
That's right. Including the chains that were attached to them. As
He
well
stole all the handcuffs.
as other open larceny cases in the county.
Wow.
He's
So
now
this guy's a pretty bad guy.
32-year-old Hector D. Velasquez Maldonado is now facing a felony charge of grand larceny after police say he attempted to steal nearly $1,400 worth of items.
Whoa. So this guy he had to have TVs and stuff.
Well, we're not sure. But 32-year-old Hector D. Velasquez Maldonado of Chesterfield County is now in a heap of trouble.
And I'm sure his lawyer has what's called the "I thought it was a Christmas gift" defense. He's like, I'm sorry, I thought they were giving me the gifts for Christmas.
Well, that's why I said
Feliz Navidad.
That's right. That's why in my teaser I said he took self-checkout at Walmart a little too far.
Yeah, this guy, maybe if it was a super Walmart, you think he was leaving with like 100-pound bags of beans?
That's right. Yes, it was an open and shut case. That's all the time that we have for this episode of Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. We will scour the internet and other sources to find out totally useless information with Nick and Roy, and we will send you that information.
Until then, tell everyone that you know. I mean, everyone. Even if you're at the store and you're being checked out, you tell the checkout person, listen to Totally Useless Information, because that's what's made this show popular and in 75 countries around the world. There's that echo again. Until then, Nick and I will be in Chesterfield shopping at a Walmart.
Right.
So thank you so much to everyone for listening to the show and making it what it is.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Roy.
And yes, thank you very much for listening.
Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy has been brought to you in part by Tom's Place, the finest in men's fashion. Located in Toronto at 190 Baldwin Street in the heart of Kensington Market. Or visit toms-place.com.